NetCredit is here to say yes to a personal loan or line of credit when other lenders say no. Apply in minutes and get a decision as soon as the same day. If approved, applications are typically funded the next business day or sooner. Loans offered by NetCredit or lending partner banks and serviced by NetCredit. Application subject to review and approval. Learn more at netcredit.com/partner. NetCredit. Credit to the people.
O'Reilly. You need parts? O'Reilly Auto Parts has parts. Need them fast? We've got fast. No matter what you need, we have thousands of professional parts people doing their part to make sure you have it. Product availability. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Doesn't matter if you're an Indian or if you're a Warhawk.
The ULM mention is the greatest. You'd hope for the best as a ULM fan, but
this is the Bleav in the Warhawks podcast with hosts Dusty Thibodeau and Chase Regent.
Chase, you always have such great insight.
Thibs is going to bleep it all.
What are these guys always talking about?
We talk a lot about food on this podcast, and I'm going to continue to do so.
Really, really appreciative of the people and the community and the way that they've backed us up.
Nailed the introduction, by the way. Awesome.
Thanks,
I love
Fish.
it.
Chase, the Diamond Sports, they're all done. Well, baseball's still going on.
Well, are they?
Softball lost in the quarterfinals of the Sun Belt Tournament, losing to James Madison.
With a coach of the year, though.
Coach of the year, 4 players on the first team, including the twins, Megan and Morgan Brown.
Very cool.
So definitely a great year on the diamond for softball. Baseball, I mean, look, they played the number 14 Coastal Carolina. Yes, it's a conference season, but would you feel this bad knowing they were playing, say, a Texas that was number 14? No, you'd probably be like, yeah, they're number 14.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure, I get what you're saying.
I think it just stings that it's a conference game and a conference loss.
And you've lost, 9 in a row? Something like that?
I don't know. I quit counting.
Streak is L9, bud. It's not I get where you're going with it. Okay, I'm 100% with you. Coastal's very good. Sun Belt Conference, super competitive. We knew that from the beginning, and it was just kind of – you still got to be disappointed, you know. I mean, to be a Cinderella team, which I felt like what we were going to have to be, right? And it's just not, unfortunately, not going our way. But we need baseball to be back on the bayou, you know. We need it. We need to right that ship and be good again, because when baseball's good at ULM, it's a very fun place.
It adds to it.
Absolutely.
And we'll talk here in a little bit about another thing that needs to be good that adds to the environment, and that's basketball, of course.
Absolutely.
With a couple of guys coming up that we will chop it up with them as well. But, Chase, we didn't get a chance to go to Texas State, as we had talked about with Mike Hammett previously.
Yeah, you had promised and then bailed, and that's okay. I had made plans. I was in Austin that weekend, so I don't want to hear it.
I got wifed that I had to go to a wedding.
Yeah, that's tough. I hung out on Lady Bird Lake and went to a comedy show and did some Austin things, man. It's very fun.
I'm jealous. I've been wanting to go to Comedy Mothership for a while.
Went to 6th Street and everything, dude. Very fun.
Yeah. So with football, there, Chase, a couple new guys coming in. They got a running back from Minnesota, got a running back from Arkansas.
Yeah, they needed to boost that room for sure.
Getting a little bit bigger, a little bit better, faster, stronger. I think a couple things that I still want to see. I'd love to see another quarterback come in. And that's not to take anything away from Hunter Herring or Bryson Kimbrough and the backup roles. But I want a guy that I feel a little bit better about that is a quarterback for if and when Aiden were to go down, have his helmet pop off, anything like that we have the guy that can kind of come in and resume the playbook.
So you're sold on Aiden. You think he's the guy this year?
That's a starter.
Yeah. So you think you need some competition coming in? You know, I was really I liked Aiden when I saw him throw versus General last year. And obviously the General Booty experiment did not work out for ULM. But before I get to your point, I just want to say that I think I've heard a lot of rumblings about how Aiden may not be the guy. And I think that we saw a really young version of him last year. I think he is in the right offense. Okay. I do believe that. I think they need to – I think they found this out later in the season where they started giving him a few shorter throws, a few shorter routes. They're trying to stretch the ball. And I don't know if that's – I don't know exactly what his specialty is. He seems like a really good game manager, and that's not a shot at a quarterback. That's a compliment to a quarterback. So I don't know, dude. I don't know if I think if you're going to sign another quarterback, I think you need to look for a starter if you want to move on from Aiden. I don't think that Vincent wants to do that. I think he really likes Aiden, but I think Herring's a dude. You know, I really do. I totally get. I know you're going to say about his injuries and all that, but I really believe that he's a guy. And as we've seen him, you know, progress. When I watched him play in high school, one of the very few high school games I've gone to in Monroe at OCS, he looked like a really good tight end playing quarterback. You know what I mean, Thibs? But I really think that style of play, if you're bootlegging it, dumping the ball, doing things, I think you'd have to change a little bit of Vincent's offense for him to really, really shine. But I think that he's a good 2 guy. And I think Kimbrough's just, you know, it's hard to ask any freshman to walk in there and play quarterback. I don't understand. Some of these guys do it, and I never understand it because they just must be special breeds, because that's a really, really tough thing to do.
Yeah, and I like Kimbrough. I think he is the quarterback of the future, but I don't think that he is going to be ready come St. Francis to really take over that program. I think it's Aiden Armenta until it's not.
Yeah. I don't think that's put you in a bad spot either. I think you're okay. I think he'll surprise a lot of people throughout the Sun Belt this year. I think obviously we had a game plan, and it was to give Hardy the ball and let him run straight. And I think as you change that and you see this running back room develop, which I'm really interested to see how the freshmen coming in plays, how these transfers play. Are they depth pieces? Are they meant to be complementary pieces? Are they going to take the lead role? You know, you just never know. I think you still got a good offensive line, so I'm excited about football.
I want to see a couple more receivers, because I feel like now that the secret's out of what the Bryant Vincent offense is like, you're going to have to open that playbook up and really go vertical on the passing game. You can't just rely on the 22, so to say, going up the middle.
You're going to see a lot of 6 and 7 man boxes. I had said that a lot this year, you know, when people were saying Aiden's not the guy, or maybe, you know, General early on with the struggles, they said he wasn't the guy. I had said, you know, I really think we're underestimating how bad these receivers are. And I think they really struggled as a group this year. I think you had a few big plays by some guys. For the most part, they really struggled with separation. They blocked okay, but you didn't have Tyrone Howell anymore. I mean, it was super obvious. You didn't have anybody that just kind of could big body you, burn you, or you know, you've had some really good receivers at ULM in the past 10 years. And I don't think that we really saw a special type of talent there, receiver. I completely agree with you, though, that you know, I'd like to see how it develops, and I hope it's a lot better than last year. But I mean, even if Vincent gets good receivers, I still feel like he's going to run the ball 40 times a game.
Probably so, but I like having that option, because it is a matter of time before that run game is shut down. I think another thing that maybe still needs a little bit more shoring up also is that secondary, getting a good safety, maybe a couple additional defensive backs, because that was the one weakness that I felt that we had last year was that secondary.
Oh, and 2 years ago, I remember they were so bad, and then you keep some guys that actually ended up progressing a lot and being decent last year, and then it just was no depth behind it. And I think that really hurt us this year with not being able to kind of, you know, you had some injuries defensively, and then at secondary they just could never really bring it together. You had a great linebacking core, and I think you had a good defensive line, probably upper echelon in the Sun Belt. But I wanted to ask you, Thibs, do you think, you know, how do you feel about Vincent not hiring an OC?
Yeah, I still have mixed emotions over that, right? Because we saw last year that maybe the game management, clock management wasn't where it needed to be.
Sure.
And that cost us some timeouts that really were detrimental late in the games.
Yeah.
He said he was going to, realizing that he was maybe in a little bit over his head for balancing head coaching and coordinator duties. But then he didn't do it. And I don't know if he just didn't get the guy that he wanted. I don't know if it was a financial, although the assistant's got a bigger pull. He got a bump. I don't know if that was really the case. So I'm very torn on it. And I think that it'll take probably the first 2 games for me to really see, is that the right move or the wrong move?
Yeah, I think you can look at how many first and third quarter timeouts we take. I mean, it really hurt us. And not a lot of people started really, you don't think that that's a big problem until you're in a game like Marshall where you have a chance to win it, but then you don't have the ability to control the clock at all. And I don't have a problem with his play calling. I think that was excellent last year. I really do. I think he has a knack for it. I'm just worried, dude, that is it going to, you sign some great offensive minds. I'm a huge fan of Cody Wells. I think he could have been the OC there. I really do. And maybe that's what he's grooming him for and where Cody's headed. I think you lose 2 good offensive minds in the Thibs brothers, but I don't know. I like I said, I guess like you said, I'm torn about it. I was really looking forward to that happening. I really thought it was going to be Steve Farmer again. I love Steve. He was my coach there, and I think he was a great OC. And maybe he just didn't have the money for it because Steve's down there at Lafayette, and we had talked early, and I said that was my prediction. And yeah, I just I think the defense is gotten down coaching wise. You lose Coach Osborne, ULM McGrath, you lose him in the NFL, so you can't be that upset. And pretty proud of that. And yeah, I don't know, dude. I'm excited for football. It's about all I know. So. We talk all these other sports in this podcast. I sound like an idiot, but at least I know what I'm talking about football.
NetCredit is here to say yes, because you're more than a credit score. Apply in minutes and get a decision as soon as the same day. Loans offered by NetCredit or lending partner banks and serviced by NetCredit. Application subject to review and approval. Learn more at netcredit.com/partners. NetCredit. Credit to the people.
Chase, we had talked previously with new men's head basketball coach Phil Cunningham.
Great guy.
He had a tall task rebuilding the roster.
Yeah.
And he wasn't on the job very long before he landed kind of his first commitment there. A freshman guard from Flowood, Mississippi.
Mm-hmm. The
great Wiggy Ball. Then he was able to get one of the top JUCO and all MAC performer. That's a MA 3 Cs. For you, Chase, at Pearl River Community College, and he's a local. He's a Wasserman kid. He is coming in. He averaged about 14, 15 points there for Pearl River. I mean, what more could you want when you get a local of Krystian Lewis that comes in, and they're both joining us, Chase. Krystian, Wiggy, welcome to the show. Tell us, starting off there, Krystian, how great is it to be coming home to Monroe to continue your college career?
Man, it's special. I'd say it's something that you dream about definitely when you're a kid. I will say I've grown up around ULM my whole life. I've seen it, the good, bad, and the ugly. I watched the different departments from different sports. I've watched every sport growing up. Been at the football games my whole life, been at the basketball games my whole life. But, it's just special for me to come back here and play here. And just the things that Coach Cunningham talked about and he talked about doing were just amazing. I thought that, he's a really great guy. I felt like most coaches don't lead first with their faith in God. And that was a big thing that Coach Cunningham talked about, and we got to get deep into faith and things like that. And, I took pride in that, and, I like that he took pride in, his faith. That was a big thing for me. But overall, coming back home, man, it's special just to hear the people in my community talk about it. I go to barbershops, they talking about it, and also to have Coach Z back. That's a good thing as well.
So with that, you get the young guy. I know that you're a seasoned vet, the local. How do you welcome in Wiggy Ball to the program and to Monroe?
Man, we just show him everything Monroe got to offer. Man, I think that he's gonna enjoy here. Just having me around. I just like to make everybody feel welcome. I have no problem with guys coming over to the crib or to the house or whatever, and being around my family. My family knows what it's all about since I've been here. We when we first moved here, we actually met the Robertsons. I don't know if y'all know them, Duck Commander, Duck Dynasty. So we're really good friends with them. Those are our people. Miss K is like my grandma. Mr. Fields like my grandpa. So we're really close with them, and I like all my teammates to meet them, and I'm pretty sure they always enjoy meeting my teammates and having them over and them cooking and things like that. But yeah, I think that he'll love it here. I think that he's gonna be a great player, just under the coaching staff that we have. So I think Monroe has a lot to offer, and people sometimes sleep on it, but it's fun when you're around somebody who knows the area.
Wiggy, have you met the Robertsons yet?
I have not. I know who we're referencing though.
Okay, all right, good. At least
I know the show Duck Dynasty and everything, but I don't know him yet.
Well, Krystian's coming home. Tell me about your recruitment, to ULM. When did you meet Coach, and kind of how did that first meeting go? And then have you, what was your first steps on campus like?
Coach Cunningham, he was reaching out to me and calling me on the phone a lot and everything. And I got to go on my visit. Like we talked about earlier, I got to go on my visit, and I saw what all ULM had to offer with its facilities and Coach Cunningham's plans for its program and what type of people, not just great basketball players, but what type of people he wants to bring in, like kind of what Krystian said about like his faith and his journey with Christ and everything. And that's a huge part of my life. I put God first and everything. So I want to play for a man who's a follower of Jesus as well. You know what I mean? And not just great basketball players, but great people as well. So that's who I kind of want to surround myself with. And I think that's what Coach Cunningham's trying to do at ULM.
Is there concerns though, Wiggy? You're coming to a program that didn't have a very good season this past year. It's a new head coach. Do you see that as the opportunity to kind of right the ship, or how do you kind of see that program on the outside looking in?
I mean, most definitely. I think we can always jump. With today's college sports and everything, you can rebuild instantly. There's no more, like down years, I feel like, anymore. I think we can rebuild instantly. I mean, I know last year wasn't the best year, just wins, losses wise, but I'm excited about Coach Cunningham, and I think he's going to do a great job, and I think we'll have a great team, this year.
And Chris, kind of the same question to you though, but how big is it that you get a chance to really right the ship and be the foundation for the upswing of men's basketball at ULM?
It's big for me. I think that this year will tell a lot, and I think that it definitely, for it being the first big change in the men's basketball program, and then me being a part of that first big change, I think that it's a lot riding on it. But at the same time, it's it is what it is. You kind of take it with a grain of salt, and you got to kind of go out there and do your thing. I think that everybody's going to play a big role in it. Coaches, from the coaches to the managers to the players. I mean, everybody's going to play a big role. I think that all around, I think we have a good chance at having a great season. I think that we're going to have a good season regardless. I think that we have a chance at having a great season. I think that if everybody just goes in and has the same mindset, and we're all in there to work, and nothing else, if we don't let the outside things get to us, then I think that we got a great chance at having a great season.
So I'm gonna ask you both the same question, and I'll ask Wiggy first, and then you, Krystian. When you think of your game on the court, who do you try to style it as? Like, what can ULM fans expect to see from you on the court, of what type of player you are and who you want to be?
I've never tried to imitate anyone like on the court. I'm kind of my own player, but my dad's always said like I'm a left-hand guard, so like Mono Ginobili kind of crafty, left-handed, kind of can do it all. You know, will make a shot if I need to, or just try and make the right play. So kind of maybe a Mono Ginobili, if anyone.
It's a bold reference, bud. Makes sense why you play baseball too, you know, lefty. Krystian, what about you?
I think my player comp has always been probably like a Tyrese Maxey almost, but I think that, you know, it kind of messes with me because I don't like really comparing myself to an NBA player. If I had to compare myself to more so of a college player, I'd probably say somebody like maybe like a Marcus Sasser probably, or something like that. It would have to be some along the lines of there to played at Houston. It would have to be something like that. But you know, I think that what can be expected out of me is definitely just I'm trying to get better at being a floor general and, you know, just leading the team. But definitely I'm vocal. That's how I am. I like to talk to my teammates. We got to have a relationship in order to get things done. So we're going to talk on the court. We're going to talk on defense. That's how I play defense and the offense. If my defense is going and we're talking and we're communicating, then it just makes everything better. Because the way that Coach Cunningham is trying to play, it's like a get up and down the floor type thing, you know. So, you know, we got to be able to click on defense, and then we'll turn the defense into offense. You know, if you're not so worried about offense and you're more worried about defense, then, you know, it'll all come together. So that's what they expect from me, just to play fast, score. I mean, score downhill, scoring, mid-range shots, catch and shoot, whatever, man. I'm going to do it all. Whatever it takes to win.
Forget playing. Put Krystian Lewis on the bench there and let him coach. Wiggy, what's your thoughts of all that? Is that meeting your expectations and something you feel like you can kind of chip into?
I think so, yes, sir. What Krystian's saying and everything, like vocally, and talking about just like how he's got to be talkative on the court, being a floor general and everything. That's kind of always been a part of my game. I like to do it as well, just trying to be in sync with my teammates and like chemistry. Because like one of the things I do well, I guess, is like passing the ball. So I think like you can't. I'm trying to make passes that nobody else can see and stuff. So I want my teammates to be ready for it, be ready for them at all times and everything, and like just trying to compete at all times and like win every drill, like win every scrimmage game. You know, that's the type of like team and teammates I want to play with. You know what I mean?
This is the first time we've had Krystian and Wiggy together. First time they've gotten to meet. So what questions do y'all have for one another? I'll let y'all interview each other.
What high school did you go to?
I mean, I graduated Friday though, so I guess that's the right terminology.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, congrats.
I went to Hartfield Academy. It's like a 6A private school. It's known for its football, honestly. We're back-to-back state champs. Like we got like a defensive lineman going to Bama this year. We got like another defensive lineman going to Arkansas. We have number one safety in the class of 2026 who's going to go to like Ohio State or Tennessee. So it's a really good school. But we lost in the state championship last year in basketball, and we're playing for a state championship this week in baseball. So it's like a good competitive school.
Oh, that's good, man. That's good. Yeah, I played a little bit of baseball in high school, but we sucked. We sucked. Yeah, we sucked bad, man. We were terrible. Baseball was never our sport, man. We just go out there and man, I used to say like we were almost like you ever seen like the Savannah Bananas? The people go out there and dance and stuff. Yeah, we were like that. Go out there and joke, dance around, play. We weren't never for real. We went like we went 0-13 my senior year. Like we didn't win a game at all. We were bad. So you played on Live On, right?
Yeah, I got to play with them this summer.
Yeah.
Well, you got to explain to me what Live On is.
Okay, Live On's just like an AU team on the Nike circuit, like the EYBL circuit.
Very cool.
It's coached by Randy Livingston, who went to Newman High School, like played at LSU.
Very cool. Yep. We talk about state championship. Krystian, you have a state championship, right? Am I wrong
Yeah,
about that?
yeah. I don't got the ring on. It's over there.
It's,
Yeah, but
it's over where?
yeah. So it's over in the hallway. So it's in the hallway, man.
Okay.
It's locked up.
At the high
I don't
school?
put it on.
That's cool.
It's in a
Sir?
display case.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Come on.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Wiggy.
Yep.
Wiggy, you have any rings for baseball? You said you lost in basketball.
No. It's good. It's good.
No. Hopefully that changes. Though.
Come on. Good luck. Good luck. You got it.
Yeah, Wasman is like I didn't know about Wasman until I got there my freshman year and found out like the basketball team has been good and, has always been good. They had already been so the top 28 is the semifinal final games. They had already been to 4 top 28s prior to me getting there. And then whenever I got there, we went 4 more. And then they went again this past year. And they went back to back this year. So, yeah, but we ended up winning in 2024. That was the first state championship since 2008 that we won my senior year. So we had all 5 seniors actually go play sports. One guy went and played prep basketball. We had a big man that went and played at UNT. He went and played at University of North Texas for football. Then I went and played at Pearl River, and then I had another teammate went and played at Lee College. And then I had another teammate, he went and played quarterback at Centenary. So yeah, we had some athletes.
People sleep on North Louisiana.
That's still weird here.
Definitely.
Football at Centenary again.
Football at Centenary, yeah. For the college of like 600 students. I've heard it's a good college though, so I don't want to poop.
So what questions do you have there for your new teammate, Krystian?
Like, how was this past season at Pearl River? Like, I know it's a JUCO, and they got a good baseball team though. But how'd y'all do?
Hey, dude, I can tell. I'll tell you about the baseball team after, but we did really good, man. We made it all the way to the championship. We ended up losing to Jones. Jones had all sophomores returning, and they had 5 Division I players, going, which is not an excuse, and I'm not making it one, but I feel like we still should have won. But things happen. We were pretty good this past season, man. It was great. I will say, like, a lot of people are like, I want to go D1. I want to go D1. Like, that's where I want to go. But, like, man, dude, junior college, like, will turn you into, like, a dog. Like, it's the bottom of the barrel. Like, I promise, like, when I got there, it was like the next day we moved them that day. And then the next morning we were up at like 5 o'clock in the morning working out. Like, and we were going like 4 times a day. But it's like bottom of the barrel, like dog eat dog. Like, you got to get it, like, no matter what. So everybody, when you think about it, that's where everybody's trying to make it out of. When you think about it, like, you got to go like 10 times harder than say like a Division I player, because I mean, they at the top, you see what I'm saying? So that's where it's a ton of people trying to get there. So I will say, man, it was definitely a great experience. I feel like I wouldn't be where I am now if I didn't experience that. Also, man, you think you get recruited in high school, bro. When you get to junior college, recruitment goes to like a whole nother level. I heard from schools that I never thought I'd hear from. Man, like, it was crazy. Definitely had, a lot of opportunities to get seen and, get exposed and things like that. And man, it's just a great experience overall. I think the biggest thing though is going to turn you into a dog. It's going to make a man out of you, for real. But with the baseball team, bro, like, man, I ain't gonna lie, them dudes cold. Man, they nice, bro. It's like, cause I remember the first game I experienced out there. I went out there and, man, like, somebody hit a grand slam, dude. Like, and the lights started like flashing on and off, and I was like, bro, like, these dudes, like, this almost like an MLB game. Like, these dudes out here playing for real. And then, like, you might walk out, cause our dorm is right by the baseball field. So I remember one time I walked out, and they got like these little bleachers up there. So the baseball team was having like an open practice where Division I schools come in. So of course, like Ole Miss, Mississippi State, all of them are in there. But I started seeing like the Astros, the Yankees, like you got like professional baseball teams walking in there watching them. So, they're cold, coolest dudes on campus. man, they like, all of them got scooters. They all pull up like 40 deep on scooters. They all got scooters. So like they the coolest dudes on campus. Yeah, like they like that. I ain't gonna lie. They like that.
2025 MAC champions. MACCC champions. Good for them.
Yeah.
Wiggy's the outsider, and we do talk about food all the time.
Wiggy's the outsider. I was like, where are you going with this, Tip? Is the outsider in the sense that Krystian can talk Monroe food? Right.
Monroe yet. Yeah.
Right.
No, we love Wiggy.
No, he's
yeah.
Where'd they take you for your visit there, Wiggy? Where'd you get to eat in Monroe?
Nukes.
Never mind, Wiggy. You're the outsider. I take it back. That's
that was Coach Cunningham.
They took you to Nukes.
I know.
What a terrible choice.
To be fair, he told us that was his place to go.
He did say that's my go-to place. What a terrible. I'm so sorry, Wiggy. That's your first. I mean, Nukes is good, but
that's it was created in Jackson. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it's good. Okay, it's created in Jackson. So maybe maybe Coach Cunningham's smarter than us.
Yeah,
they take him to like a hometown.
Krystian, please tell me how we make it up to this poor guy.
All right, we gonna make it up to him because, man, dude, there's like stuff right there by ULM campus, like Catahoulas. What's the other place? Catahoulas, and then they got the one right down the road.
Waterfront Grill.
Waterfront Grill. Hey, Waterfront Grill is like only grill food. Like it's only grill food.
They don't have owner fryer.
Yeah, man. But that Catahoulas, man. Oh my gosh, Catahoulas is good. But I know some like little hidden spots over by Wiseman.
Krystian, tell me, hold on. You got to do me a favor, and I'll tell you. I'm not gonna tell you the whole story, but I'll tell you the whole story when I meet you. Okay, in person. You have to do me a favor and bring Wiggy Ball to Best Buy Soul Food and change his life.
Best Buy or Big Mama's house?
No, Best Buy. Big Mama's is good, but Best Buy Soul Food. CNC
I'm
Burger.
already knowing.
Hot Link. You know what I'm talking about, Krystian? The place is.
I know you.
That is where my wife and I go to lunch when we come into town. We love that place so much. And Wiggy, you got to get a large Kool-Aid. Just let Krystian order for you. And it is so good, dude. It's so good.
There's no place in Monroe that the Kool-Aid is gonna be nasty. Like the Kool-Aid is gonna be good at every place, I promise. Have any of y'all had Cravens yet?
Yeah, I've had Cravens. Come on, dude. I'm a fat dude.
Hey man, Cravens, bro. Cravens, man. Cravens is like right by Wiseman. It's right over there. Cravens, they got Big Mamas. I heard y'all say Big Mamas, man. Big Mamas is really good. Even across the street, it's like catty corner to Big Mamas. It's Boston's Fish and Chicken. It's right there by that right there by like a little gas station. They got like this place called Boston's Fish and Chicken. Man, hey, that place is good too. They got Delta Biscuit Company. I'm pretty sure y'all been over there. Have y'all been there? Delta Biscuit.
DBT. Come on,
only for breakfast.
Love
man. They got some good stuff. There's this Mexican spot called Javi P's. It's over there, kind of by Delta Biscuit.
Hey, Krystian, welcome home, dude. You gotta show these guys.
I know, man.
Come on, dude.
I know, man.
Wiggy, you love it.
We gonna hook you up, Wiggy. Don't worry about it, man. You won't have to eat nukes again. You won't want to eat nukes again. I promise. When you get these other places, you won't want to eat nukes again.
He's gonna eat at Nukes. Think of home, and we appreciate that for you, Wiggy. But just open your mind up a little bit, and we're gonna, Krystian and I, we'll both take you to some places, dude. I promise.
Yeah,
so good. Love the food, Monroe. Thanks for bringing it up, Thibs. You know I get all excited when we talk about this.
He does, man. You see that glow every time we talk about food every week.
And I haven't been able to mention Best Buy Soul Food, so I'm glad we had someone from the Wasman area be able to say, hey, that place is so dang good.
Yeah, it's good, man. Yeah, crawfish too. They got this crawfish season right now, so crawfish is real good. I had some yesterday. So yeah, crawfish is good too.
Yeah. Wiggy, you even more excited about June move-in day and getting them under?
Yeah, I am excited about it. Y'all hyping up the food and putting me on. I'm excited about it now a lot, but I'm excited about getting in the swing of things and meeting all the guys and getting to work out with everybody.
So first things first for you, though, you have a state championship game coming up for baseball. He's a lefty. He's the good southpaw, usually out of the bullpen. What made you pick basketball over baseball, though?
Well, I think basketball is my first love. My dad, I'm a coach's kid. He coached at Mississippi State. He coached at he was a head coach at D2. He's coached for my whole life, really. He coached me in high school. And I think it's always been my first love. Like, my parents say I could, like, dribble before I could walk and stuff. I was always having a basketball everywhere. So it was kind of an easy decision. I knew I wanted to play basketball in college.
Love that, dude. Yeah. Well, I think you'll really enjoy Monroe, Wiggy. I want to just encourage you, you know, as you get to know and your team and as you step on campus, I think I kind of give this advice to a lot of, you know, people coming in to play college sports is just call your parents every day, dude, and, you know, understand the grind and make sure that you know, I'm sure Krystian, when he's saying like JUCO's bottom of the barrel, had a lot of teammates that came from JUCO and they kind of get baptized by fire. But as you kind of move into this world, dude, just keep your head down, do your stuff, make sure you go to class.
Mm-hmm.
Please go to class. Make sure you go to class, Wiggy.
Yeah,
and get to know the city you're in, and just love it, dude. I think that would be. I know nobody asked me for my advice, but I'm going to give it to you there. Of the coming in as a freshman, it's a tough thing, but you get the swing of it. And before you know it, you'll be either 20 pounds heavier and just built up muscle, or 20 pounds lighter and dehydrated. But that's kind of up to you, bud. You know. And you'll notice that we didn't talk about Schultz Cafeteria because I don't want to talk crap about my alma mater. I love ULM to death, but you don't want to go to Schultz Cafeteria. It's free for a while.
Hey.
What?
It's
like
good.
Schultz?
I like it. Hey, I like it. I like it. Me personally. Hey.
No,
I will tell
Krystian.
you, it's been Sundays. It's been Sundays or weekdays, man. We go in there and we eat there. Seriously. Like we'll pay that $10, $12 to eat there, man.
Hey, the breakfast is great.
Man. It ain't bad.
Breakfast great. Pizza sucks. I can't talk that much crap about it. It's where I met my wife, so you know, it holds a special place in my heart, but not for the food. So
yeah, and apparently we learned that last week with SWA Carmen Wright. That's where she met her husband. Was in Schultz. So love is made in Schultz.
There you go, Wiggy. There you go, bud. There's your advice. Krystian, welcome home. Wiggy, enjoy your baseball and good luck with that, brother. I'll be looking out for it.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. Thank you.
So Chase, there it is. The future of men's basketball we had with Krystian Lewis and Wiggy Ball. We got to get that guy some kind of great NIL deals hooked up.
Yeah, I wish there was a name. You know, I hear Wiggy Ball and I always think of Boogie Night, and I don't know why because they don't rhyme. But yeah, excited for that. I'm excited for Krystian to come back home. Thibs, I think this is a cool part of college athletics when you take two guys one's from Wasserman High School in Monroe and one's from a 6A private school outside of Jackson, Mississippi, and you put them together and kind of just see what happens. You know, I love how it brings these people together, and I'm really excited for Krystian to come back home. I know that he was it signed or committed at one point? You can tell me this to that school.
He was committed to Louisiana Lafayette, your alma mater.
Dude, I will punch you right in the face. But excited to steal him from them. I think, you know, from what I've seen and when I did my research, my extensive research that I always do on our guests, he's a really exciting prospect to have, and to not, you know, when you talk about coming in, starting fresh in that sense, he's got experience in college athletics. I think that's definitely a big part when, you know, you're interested to see how a guy like Wiggy comes on the team and whether he immediately contributes or whether he, you know, can contribute over time, and what that looks like, I think is always a crapshoot. But you get a guy from a JUCO that had a lot of success in JUCO coming home, you got to be really excited about what both those players could be.
I think my one reservation, I think it was pretty clear there that Krystian Lewis committed to Derek Zimmerman, the assistant head coach.
Sure.
Things happen.
Absolutely.
If Zimmerman gets a offer to go to whatever school next year, are we losing Krystian? Or is it that he's good and comfortable being home, that he's okay with staying here without him?
Yeah, I completely understand that. Like, is he here for the coach or is he here because he came home? I don't know. But coming home, you know, he seems like he's fond of Monroe and ULM, and to come home and kind of, actually, Thibs, fun fact for our listeners, the first conversation you and I ever had, we talked about I wanted to come to a place like ULM because I wanted to build that house, right? And I did a real shitty job of that. But I think Krystian really has that opportunity, in that kind of sport. I was a naive kid thinking that an offensive tackle could make that big of an impact on a team. But, basketball's a lot different where he can take this over and he can kind of, do what he wants. I like that they both talked about defense too, a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I kind of, I threw him a softball, but also kind of a trap in the sense that if they were just going to talk about offense, I was going to be like, hey, you got to play some defense in the Sun Belt, So excited about him though.
I thought it went well. I am excited about it. I know that there were some people that were maybe a little nervous about us talking with two highly touted recruits that we have coming in.
No, we're just, come on. We love the place, dude. We are pro ULM. We are anti Lafayette. And come on, we're going to talk about food. We're going to ask them, we're fans, right?
I was disappointed. I mean, I know from when we had Phil on that he loves nukes. And I didn't know that until Wiggy mentioned that, it was started in Jackson. I get the tie, hey, look, we have one of these. It's local food like you have, but come on, man.
No way. Hey, Coach Cunningham's smart guy, sharp guy. No way he knew that. I mean, come on, Coach. That's, early on, I've really liked Coach Cunningham. He said the right things. It looks like, he's got the experience and he's got the knowledge about ULM. But Coach, if you ever listen to this, I want you to know that's a terrible move. And I will be writing a letter to the university because we need to change how we do that. We need to up the standards on the way we expose food in Monroe.
So you're saying that you would not have committed for men's basketball if you would have went to nukes?
Dude, they took me. Okay, let's see. They first took us to, what was that? Copeland's. Okay. Baller move. Dude, took us to the back room. All you can eat Copeland's. I mean, it was as a fat guy's dream. And then we had Dankin Trail. And say what you want about Dankin Trail. I'm from Texas. So love, we're big in barbecue. We're snobs of barbecue. And it was so good. Now, I've had Dankin Trail in person. It's okay. But I've had but that night, that Dankin Trail, I remember my father just looking at me like, you got to go here, man. This place is great. You love it. My mom was asking about academics. My dad was like, dang, dude, this place is so good.
So you'll carry on that tradition when your kids go on visits?
No, hey, I love it for my kids. My kids don't, both my parents graduated from small schools. I didn't grow up as a big fan of any certain college or, diehard fans. So I love it for my kids that they already know where they're going to college.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And it's the University of Louisiana Monroe.
I didn't know they had an architecture school like down in Lafayette.
Well, let me just say that they go to Lafayette, I will never talk to them again. And I'll say it publicly too.
That's not very nice, Chase.
Lafayette or Baton Rouge, unless you're going to Southeastern. This is not
Southeastern's in Hammond, America, though.
This is not a fun. This is not a joking matter in my family, Thibs. Okay, we don't. My kids go to Tulane though. I like Tulane. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I like New Orleans. But they go west. They go to Ruston. They go to Lafayette. Or they go to Baton Rouge. It's nice knowing them. Good luck for the rest of their lives.
So there'll be gents at Centenary.
That's so, dude. I did not expect to hear about Centenary tonight, and I've heard it's a great academic school. I really don't know much about it, and the fact is that they got athletics in general. Good for them, dude.
Yeah, we've been all over the place in this episode, Chase. So I guess it's time to kind of wrap it up. Any great stories from the road there that you have?
Let's see, Thibs. What do we got? I had. I'll tell you this, Thibs. This is not about athletics. This is about my personal life, but you're going to like it anyways. And it might upset some people. But this weekend, one of my best friends that I met at the University of Louisiana Monroe at ULM there, in the Bayou Village Apartments, 6107, was a guy named Garrett Molisson. Okay, and I butcher his name for years. I happened to be, I was very grateful and honored to be the best man at his wedding this weekend in Thibodaux, Louisiana. who
Home of
I
Nichols.
love. Home of Nichols State. Absolutely. Love Nichols. And it was a Catholic wedding. I know Garrett's Catholic. I was not raised Catholic. Do you know what being a best man in a Catholic wedding entails?
A lot of standing.
I had to kneel, Thibs. I had to pick my nose for a second, but I had to kneel for the ceremony was an hour and 15 minutes. Okay. I had to kneel for a straight hour on the altar in front of everybody, right next to, again, a man I love dearly, love so much, brother of mine, AKDB for all those Cap Sigs. And I had to kneel for an hour straight. Now, that's not funny. Well, my pain might be funny to some people, but that's not the funny part. The funny part is, again, I'm not Catholic. I froze up when the priest came around with communion, and I thought to myself, you know what? When in Rome, Thibs. And fun fact, you're not supposed to take communion in a Catholic church if you're not Catholic. And so I want to apologize to all those that are offended by this and say that I might just convert just so that doesn't happen. But love, big shout out to the Molisons, the Malaisons, however you want to say it. And congratulations to the newlyweds.
That was great. Did you call your mother for Mother's Day?
I did, yeah. They live in South Georgia right now, and they went and saw my 101-year-old great grandmother for Mother's Day.
Fantastic.
Yeah. What about you?
Took the missus out for
There you go.
great fancy steak. Paid a lot, so
There you go.
Make sure we get some sponsorship money for that.
Blue sponsored by Blue Chew.
Yeah. Hey, whatever it takes. But no, it was good. It's always good to honor the woman that's the mother of my kids.
Absolutely.
Puts up with me through all my shenanigans.
Yeah, that's got to be tough.
All my, hey dear, I'm traveling to this random city for a ULM game. Why?
Hey dear, I'm going back to Monroe.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that was great, and hopefully she felt appreciated and loved, and we'll do it again next year.
Absolutely. Shout out to all the mothers out there. Happy Mother's Day, and thanks for both of our wives for putting up with this shit,
and then some.